Hello everyone and welcome to another Collector Creations video. In this video I'm going to be talking about Pop Vinyl number 896, Witchiepoo, from the HR Pufnstuf TV show. Now I got her late last year as she was a convention exclusive, but of course because I live in Australia that was not as easy to find. I randomly stumbled upon her at a JB Hi-Fi. Now, I actually grew up with this show, strangely, even though it was a kind of, almost, I feel like it was an obscure 70s TV show, but it really wasn't. And they've released 4 pop vinyls in the line, including HR Pufnstuf and Cling and Clang. Now, of course, because she comes with a platform, I, of course, stuck the sticker to the platform, because this was back when I was an out-of-box collector. Which is unfortunate, but at the same time, I do like to collect the stickers nonetheless. So whether that be a bad thing or a good thing, it's not too bad overall. So let's take her out of her stand and kind of examine her pop. So let's look at the face first. To be honest, I love it. I love the fact that they actually included the teeth and the mouth. They really wanted to show off the kind of style that Witchiepoo represents. Now, of course, you've got quite the nose on her, of course. She is a witch, with the warts very nicely done. The paint job for just the regular face and the cheeks, even though I don't know why this one's so low on the left, but at the same time, still quite nice. Even the face mold having the chin very nice. The eyes are very nicely painted, very nicely designed and sculpted. The eyebrows are very thick and lumpy bumpy, which is very much a plus for my review, and her hair as an overall is very nicely designed and very nicely textured. Then we'll lead up to her witch's hat, which is very simple in terms of its paint job and design, in terms of texture. Of course, it is very reminiscent of her actual hat, with of course the feather as well. And for the most part, it's quite nice. It does collect a bit of dust, but it is because it is black, so of course if you're an out-of-box collector, that's something to be wary of. But for the most part, it is quite nice and quite shiny as well. Sorry about the focus on that. Let's take a look at her actual body, though. So of course, she's carrying her wand, which is very nicely entailed on her. Let's get more of a close-up on that. It's got some very basic scribbles in terms of the paint job, but it's still, again, very accurate and very reminiscent of the actual show. You can see as well she also has shoulder puffs, which is kind of a design thing you don't really see too often. And sorry about the lighting, it's hard to exactly get really right in there because of how oversized her head is. But at the same time, you look at the rest of her chest and you've got, for her costume, you've got her kind of almost a vest-like sweater. You've got quite deep-looking pockets with, what even is that? You have a necklace with what looks like teeth, maybe claws, fingers. I don't know. It's kind of creepy in a way. It's very witch-like again, very voodoo-ish in its own right. That looks like to be a safety pin as well, connecting her clothes, which is nicely done. Not a completely perfect paint job because of one little skimmage at the top there, but at the same time, it's still not bad. And in terms of the paint job as an overall, it's not terrible. Obviously, they painted the grey, by the looks of it, over the red, as you can see by the little indents of red over her costume. But then, of course, you get to the bottom end, and you get the dress with, of course, the key quite nicely put in there, and her socks, which, I mean, they're still quite nice. I mean, there's a kind of messy nature to it, but at the same time, I think that really works for it. It fits the style. Then you have the shoes and boots, very detailed pop overall. Her shoes are very shiny, the laces are nicely done, and of course you flick around to the back and you have her cape, or cloak. And overall, she is a very nicely designed pop vinyl, one of my favorites. And definitely in contrast, like, when you look at most pop vinyls, even though she has the pop vinyl eyes, she definitely doesn't feel too much like a pop vinyl, and I very much like that aspect about her. Even her position of her hands, everything feels very characteristic. And that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for watching another episode of Collector Creations. If you're new to this channel, feel free to like, share, and subscribe for more. We do videos here talking about pop vinyls and other collector items that I more or less just have hanging around my room. I'm an out-of-box and in-box collector, as you can see by the boxes behind. So if that's your thing, then that's your thing. Outside of that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Adios.